MC straight up says it, I died. No sugarcoating, just the cold hard truth. Then he drops the bomb. In the future. Yeah, man's already been there, already lost. Cut to him, sweaty and out of breath, clutching his neck. You can tell he just clawed his way out of some insane fight. And the proofs all around him, bodies everywhere, like a battlefield of chaos. He's the only one left standing, but barely. Our guy realizes he's screwed. He's been bitten. Panic sets in as he grits his teeth, knowing what's about to happen. Both him and the enemy are down bad, panting like they just ran a marathon. But it's not over yet. The danger's still crawling closer. And then it hits him. The enemy's not just wounded, he's turning. That look, that hunger. Yeah, it's a zombie. 3 years after the zombies showed up, humanity was thrown straight into hell. The world as we knew it, completely gone. Civilization crumbled, and chaos ruled. Our guy, barely hanging on, stands wounded but still alive after another brutal fight. Breathing heavy, he mutters under his breath. Relieved he's still standing, but fully aware this nightmare is far from over. The world wasn't destroyed by zombies alone. It was scarce resources and human greed that turned everything worse. People didn't just fight zombies. They turned on each other, killing just to survive another day. And now, the last team standing has fallen. He's the only one left, breathing heavy, drenched in blood and sweat, but still alive. Our guy finally lowers his blade, realizing there's no point in fighting anymore. He thinks it's over, standing in the middle of a ruined city, believing the nightmare has finally ended. But just when he lets his guard down, bam! A massive horde of zombies charges straight at him. He snaps back into action, slicing through the undead with everything he's got, determined to take as many down as possible before he falls. Our guy goes all out, slicing through a massive zombie, but the bloodbath only makes things worse. Before he can catch a breath, zombies grab him from all sides, clawing at his body. He's completely swarmed, struggling as the horde drags him down. And then it happens. One of them sinks its teeth deep into his neck. For 3 long years, he fought tooth and nail just to survive in a world overrun by zombies. But suddenly, a strange ringing echoes in his head. He slowly opens his eyes, confused, wondering what's going on. Instead of blood and chaos, he finds himself sitting on a clean bed, sunlight pouring through the window. And then it hits him. He's back in time, 6 months before the zombie apocalypse even began. The agent welcomes him in with a smile, saying the house is ready to check out. She explains that this house is the best fit for his needs, and he steps inside to take a look. Outside, we see the house equipped with solar panels, just like he requested. She adds that the high fences make the place feel like a fortress, perfect for what's coming. She adds that there aren't many people nearby, but it's still connected to the city, so he won't be isolated. Then she spills the tea. Rumor has it some rich dude built this place as a backup plan in case of war. Turns out, he built a few houses like this, not for charity, but to hide his money. She smirks while mentioning war, hinting there's more to this house than meets the eye. With a confident smile, she says it might sound extreme, but it's all about being prepared for the worst. Without hesitation, he whips out his card. Clearly, he's all in for this plan. He simply says, "That's good," sealing the deal like he knows exactly what he's doing. MC drops the bomb. He's buying the house, no hesitation. He hands over his card, calmly saying he's got to prep for a war. Cut to the reality check. Flyers all over the floor, loans, shady deals, desperation energy all over the place. He's munching on pizza like nothing's wrong, while on the phone getting told there's a 40% interest rate, and he's already deep in loan shark waters. But he's calm. War prep comes first. Dude's surrounded by trash and fast food, but doesn't care. He's ready to borrow every cent he can get his hands on. The loan company's like, "Cool, but just so you know, if you die, we're hunting down your entire family or raising your corpse to get our cash back." Our guy smirks on the phone. Man's clearly not fazed. He knows what he's getting into. MC casually munching pizza while on the phone, laughing off the threats. He's not scared, just broken bold. He leans in with a serious tone. This isn't about dying. He's risking it all because he wants to live. Bro's not doing pull-ups for gains. He's training like his life depends on it. He knows the exact date. For months from now, everything goes to hell. Not just monsters. The entire world's turning into a zombie buffet, starting from Paris. If a zombie bites or scratches you and their blood gets into the wound, you're done for. You won't just die. Your body will feel like it's getting eaten alive by bugs. Then after 5 minutes, boom, congrats, you're a zombie now. Zombies aren't some superpowered monsters. They're just walking corpses, slow, clumsy, barely functioning. But don't get twisted. The real issue isn't how fast or strong they are. It's how many of them there are. We're talking hundreds, maybe thousands. Good luck outrunning that. Big cities? Gone in just a month. Civilization basically hit the uninstall button. At first, zombies were the main problem. Dudes lifting weights like he's beefing up for a boss battle. But then it hit different. It wasn't the zombies to fear anymore. 26 missed calls from Moon Sanchal. Yeah, the real monsters are calling. Water streams down from the shower, calm before the chaos. MC stands under the water, his mind heavy. The world's falling apart. And in Korea, it's complete anarchy. People are turning on each other faster than the infected ever could. Johan's all in. He knows the world's about to go sideways, so he makes a call to go full prepper mode and gear up for what's coming. He pulls up to an underground weapon shop and grabs a literal zombie-slaying sword. The store owner warns him, yeah, that one's illegal. But Johan doesn't flinch, drops the cash on the counter like a boss. If survival's the game, then this blade's his ticket. Johan's locked in mentally and emotionally. Even if the world doesn't end, his life's already trash. But he's not folding. He's in full prepper mode. Got a whole survival shopping list. Stacking cans like he's about to outlive the cockroaches. No chances taken. Johan walks into a food tent. You can already tell it's his comfort spot. He sits alone at a plastic table with his noodles. Dude's just silently soaking in the moment. Zoom in on the noodles. He's thinking, for months from now, I won't even be able to eat this. Nostalgia hitting hard. Johan slurps the noodles like it's the last meal on earth. These noodles were his therapy back when work was crushing him. Some dude just steps into the frame like he owns the street. Something's about to pop. A whole squad of guards rolls into the tent. Meanwhile, Johan's just vibing with his noodles, unbothered like it's the Last Supper. This old guy spots Johan and goes full dramatic mode. Face lit up like he saw a ghost, and yells, "Wai-Wei-Chan!" like it's some long-lost reunion. Johan freezes mid-slurp, turns around with noodles still hanging out his mouth like, huh. Confused, but ready for whatever this is. The loud dude rolls up grinning. You bastard been ducking my calls? Johan internally screams, great, it's my old work crew. Moon Sanchal goes off. You left and made the rest of us suffer, man. Johan keeps it chill on the outside, apologizing. But deep down, man's ready to fight this dirty bastard. Back in his past life, things went full zombie apocalypse mode. Johan's coworkers? Yeah, they turned into literal zombies. And guess what this dude, Moon Sanchal, did? While everyone was freaking out, he was out here sacrificing his team just to save his own skin. Fast forward, they met again at a survival camp. And instead of owning up, this guy's acting all awkward like he just bumped into an ex at the grocery store. Turns out, the man actually snitched on the camp. Leaked info to the outside to save his own neck again. Dude really said, me over everyone. And yeah, thanks to that snake move, the whole camp got wiped. Nobody made it out. Now back to the present. Johan's just trying to eat in peace, but this clown and his work crew pull up like they own the place. Johan's walking away, cool and unbothered, like he's done with this trash energy. I'll leave first, he says, zero interest in sticking around for drama. Moon Sanchal's face twists with that fake confidence. He's like, you think quitting means you get to ignore me now? Bro's trying way too hard to act like he's still in control. And boom, dude grabs Johan's arm. Hey, stop there. Like seriously? Man just touched the last guy he should mess with. Johan's patience is about to run out. Johan stares him down cold and says, Senior, don't touch me. The energy shifts. Dude's not bluffing. The guy's pissed. What? This bastard. He still thinks he's in control. Spoiler, he's not. Just as he's yelling, chaos breaks out behind him. A girl screams as she gets tackled by some guy acting real sus. Boom! He's biting her, yep, full-on zombie mode. Yohan locks eyes, dead serious, why now? The apocalypse just pulled up like it never left. Yohan grabs his blade, no second thoughts. He's ready to throw hands. He swings it up with cold eyes, and the thug in front of him, dude's terrified, like death itself just showed up. Yohan charges in, knocking the guy back as chaos breaks out. Zombies already ripping into the unlucky ones nearby. Not even flinching, Yohan cuts down another infected that lunges at him, moving with pure killer instinct. Yohan doesn't hesitate. He drives his blade straight through the zombie's head, saving the girl just in time. The shockwaves of the fight scatter bottles and dishes, while a terrified waitress screams out in panic. People rush over, eyes wide. One of them points at Yohan, shouting that he just killed someone with his knife. Yohan stays focused while the crowd panics, and someone yells to call the cops. He looks up, only to see chaos erupting across the street, people getting attacked. And then it hits. Zombies are tearing into everyone, the outbreaks kicking off for real. Yohan's looking around, shocked. He mutters, "This is insane." He realizes something's way off. How the hell are they showing up 4 months early? Yohan clenches his jaw, knowing his careful plan just got wrecked. Damn it, this wasn't supposed to happen. Without wasting time, he takes off running, gripping his sword tight. For now, I need to get back to the shelter. Clips of zombies flood the internet, and netizens are freaking out, calling it the start of a zombie apocalypse. The news anchor drops the bomb. The whole nation's already under attack by some unknown virus. He adds that the infected aren't just sick, they're straight up turning violent and going berserk. Yohan wastes no time. Sword in hand, he bolts through the city, ready to face the chaos head-on. Yohan looks around the chaos and realizes this scene is just like 2 days before the city's completely collapsed. Yohan's sprinting full speed, but a zombie hand tries to sneak grab him from behind. He snatches that undead wrist mid-run like, "Nah fam, not today." Yohan grips the zombie's shirt tight. He's not just escaping, he's about to toss this dude. And boom, full-on judo flip. He launches the zombie over his shoulder like it's a bag of trash. Just as he's about to finish her off, she yells, "Wait!" Oh. Yohan freezes, looks at her face again. Bro's like, "Wait, Youngmi?" She confirms it. "Yeah, it's me, Yohan." Turns out she's not fully turned. And plot twist, she used to be his close friend from work. Yohan stares up, his expression sharp as he asks what's happening. Youngmi, struggling on the ground, reaches out and tries to grab Yohan's hand for support. But Yohan instantly brushes her hand off without a second thought. He looks down at her, voice cold, reminding her. He already warned her last time not to touch him. Yohan's staring hard, saying his body moves on its own. He warns Youngmi that if she's not careful, he might end up killing her. Youngmi struggles to get up while Yohan eyes her seriously, asking if she got scratched or bitten. She quickly shakes her head, denying it, looking confused and scared, asking what the hell is going on. Yohan says he doesn't know either and doesn't even have the time to explain. Youngmi, upset, yells back asking why he's acting so cold when she thought they were close. Yohan looks away and tells himself that for him, that was 4 years ago. He ends it coldly, saying he's busy right now and if she has nothing else to say, he's leaving. Youngmi rushes forward, stopping Yohan. She calls out, asking him for a favor. But Yohan shuts her down coldly, saying he's not in a situation to hear anyone's request. Youngmi, determined, follows him and pleads, reminding him he lives in Incheon. She begs him to just go there together, promising she won't ask for more than that. Youngmi's hands are trembling, but she pushes forward, admitting, "I'm scared of you, Yohan. You're not the same person I knew, but something tells me I need to follow you." Yohan notices this isn't just fear talking. He realizes she's got that instinct to survive. Even back at the company, she was always sharp and quick on her feet. Yohan keeps walking ahead, sword in hand, telling her straight up she'll survive at least a year if she sticks close. Youngmi follows behind, worried but determined. Without even looking back, Yohan warns her, if she slows down or causes trouble, he won't save her. She agrees, promising to only follow him to Buchin. Johan points to his temple, saying that's a critical spot. Then he points to his eyes, marking them as another weak point. He shifts to the back of his neck, highlighting the cervical vertebra as a target. Finally, he explains these three are the best places to stab, handing over the knife and telling her to strike fast and pull out quickly if anyone charges. Johan hands Youngmi a knife, warning her that even if she stabs the infected, they'll keep moving for 30 more seconds. Youngmi freezes shocked, blurting out a panicked what? Johan cuts through the air with his blade, telling her coldly that he won't repeat himself. As the infected rush in with crazed eyes and wide-open mouths, Johan warns her that the moment she hesitates, she'll be living through hell. Johan's hand tightens on the blade, zero hesitation. Don't freeze. Ever. One hand on the zombie, the other stabbing clean into its head. Stab him. Wide shot. One zombie drops, another gets split clean. Just like this. Johan's expression sharpens as he warns Youngmi, "It's behind you, Youngmi." Youngmi spins around, eyes wide, as a zombie lunges at her from behind, ready to attack. Youngmi screams as the zombie lunges at her, its face just inches away. She panics and tries to stab it, but the moment it gets too close, fear takes over. The knife slips right out of her hand. The next second, the zombie slams her to the ground, pinning her down as she struggles helplessly beneath its weight. The zombie lunges in and sinks its teeth deep into Youngmi's thigh, her face twisting in pain. She screams out in panic, "Ack! Johan!" as she struggles under its weight, her voice desperate. Meanwhile, Johan's surrounded by a swarm of zombies, his blade slicing through them in a frenzy as Youngmi's cry for help echoes in the chaos. Hearing Youngmi's scream, Johan snaps his head back, eyes sharp and calculating. But just as fast, he pulls his head away again, keeping his distance. Youngmi looks up at him in pure disbelief, unable to process what just happened. Johan's words hit hard. He made it clear earlier he won't step in even if she's in danger. Youngmi, struggling to push herself up, realizes with a sinking heart, those words weren't just talk. They were the truth. Zombies locked on her leg and takes a massive bite to her thigh. She's trying to resist, but that pain hits hard. Her hand reaches out and grabs the knife again, her grip trembling from panic and pain. With tears in her eyes and rage building up, she screams at the top of her lungs, "Let go." She goes full survival mode, struggling like mad, trying to stab the zombie off her while he's still chomping down. She shoves the knife straight into the zombie's eye socket, full panic mode. Blood explodes everywhere as it screams out in rage. But the stab doesn't stop it. It grabs her head with both hands, fully possessed, and starts roaring in her face like a demon. She freezes up, then suddenly, her eyes widen. She finds a weak spot. The temple. That's her shot. No hesitation. She swings the knife again, this time aiming straight for the side of the head with everything she's got. Blood's gushing, and his face is wide open mid-scream. She landed it. Blood splashes all over her face as she lies there, breathless and in shock. Zombie finally collapses on her, twitching. He's done, but she's too drained to even move. She forces herself up, crawling away while gasping for breath, barely holding it together. Off-screen, she throws up from shock. The trauma just hit her body like a truck. Still panting, she wipes her mouth with her sleeve and forces herself to focus. Eyes sharp, fear fading. She's not done yet. Johan's in the middle of a bloodbath. Everyone's down, but he's still standing, cracking a zombie's skull like it's nothing. A mutated zombie rushes in, trying to grab him, but Johan smoothly shifts back, dodging the grab like it's light work. He pushes off with his foot, lightning quick, closing the gap in a blink. And just like that, he slices straight through the zombie's head with his blade, clean, fast, and savage. Johan sprinting full speed, but out of nowhere, another zombie lunges in, trying to snatch him like he's a snack. Without hesitation, Johan shoves the blade straight through the zombie's face like it's nothing. Dude doesn't even blink. Quick hands. He pulls the knife back instantly, smooth as hell. No wasted motion. Johan dashes in low with momentum, slicing clean across with his knife. His movement's so fluid it looks like he's dancing through chaos. Johan's locked in, gripping his blade like a pro. Full focus, no wasted movement. Zombie lunges, but boom, slashes go straight through it. No hesitation. Clean cut. She watches in total shock, blood all over her but her eyes stuck on him. She's straight up stunned. Like, bro? Who even is this guy? Johan's midair with a perfect swing, clean beheading vibes. It's like he was made for this. Her thoughts click. If she wants to make it out alive, she's stepping forward, determined. She's not going to just stand there anymore. She knows exactly what to do now. Follow Johan. That's her only shot. The city's quiet again, but that calm? Yeah, it won't last. Johan casually offers her a wet wipe, like it's the most normal thing in the world after a zombie massacre. She's stunned. Shaky hands, but she still accepts it. The NKU slips out, and there they stand, her, overwhelmed. Him, calm as ever, chilling on some boxes like it's just another Tuesday, with a glowing blade in hand, of course. Johan, still panting from the chaos, stares at her seriously and drops the question, "Did you get bitten?" She looks shaken, her voice trembling as she replies, "I don't know. Bruh." She really has no clue if she's turning or not. Johan's eyes sharpen, locked onto her like he's scanning for any sign of danger. His voice cuts through the tension. "Does anywhere hurt?" She hesitates, unsure, still shaken. Then, quietly, she answers, "My thigh." Johan sits down with that calm, but serious energy and just goes, "Show me." Dude's not playing. She flinches like totally caught off guard and blurts out, "What?" Girl's confused and low-key panicking. Johan is being super serious with Youngmi, telling her straight up, "If you're not sure you're safe, you're a danger to everyone." Youngmi gets all flustered and embarrassed, asking how she can possibly show him whatever it is in public. Johan, completely unfazed by the chaos around him, just tells her that being embarrassed isn't an option right now. And then he drops the final word. He pulls out a knife and makes it clear. Show him what he needs to see, or she's on her own. Youngmi is looking totally embarrassed and conflicted about the situation. She's still just standing there, lost in thought for a moment as she deals with the embarrassment. Finally, she starts to pull down her pants to show Johan the wound. Just as Youngmi is about to show him, Johan has a sudden change of heart, yells out for her to wait, and stops her. He's just standing there with a completely flustered and awkward look on his face, while Youngmi looks back at him, confused. The roles have totally flipped. Youngmi is completely shocked, yelling, "What are you doing?" as Johan does something unexpected. Johan, without saying anything, just rips a hole in her pants to check out the wound on her thigh. After a quick look, Johan gives the final verdict. "You have a bite mark, but you didn't bleed, so you didn't get infected." Johan tries to explain himself, saying he only meant for Youngmi to show him the wound, not take her pants off. Meanwhile, she's so mad, she's literally thinking about killing him. As they start to walk, everyone else is just oblivious, thinking Johan's sword is part of some cosplay. Johan spots a taxi, signaling that it's time for them to make their next move. So Johan just straight up says, "Youngmi, let's split up?" And she's totally shocked and confused. Youngmi is clearly against the idea, saying no, how? While looking completely distraught. Johan explains that since it's safe there, she can go alone, but he still adds a quick "still be careful," which is as close to a kind gesture as he gets. Johan asks Youngmi if she knows anyone in Incheon, as a little kid in the background freaks out about Johan's sword. Johan tells Youngmi, "You have someone waiting for you." And she then asks him back, "How about you, Johan?" Johan goes silent for a moment, lost in his thoughts. We see a flashback of a younger Johan being led by the hand by a woman with red hair. Johan stares at his own hand, then slowly closes it into a fist. His voice, low and empty. "I don't have any." Johan turns his back and casually drops. "Then let's split up." But it hits different. Dude's clearly trying to distance himself before any more strings get attached. She instantly calls out, panicked, "Johan," like she knows she might lose him for good. He glances back, and she rushes up, asking if he can at least tell her where he's headed so she and her family can go there too. You can tell she doesn't want to be left behind in this hellscape. He doesn't even turn around. Just coldly drops a no, I can't, like he's already shut the door on any connection. And boom, she hits back. Her stare sharp, voice calm but firm, calling him out. You're too cold. That one stings. She's low-key begging him now, saying if fate brought them together, maybe they can stick with him. He doesn't respond, just scratches his head, clearly feeling awkward. He lets out a quiet sigh. He's not trying to be cold, but man's carrying his own weight too. Johan drops a survival tip. Never expose your people or resources to strangers. Cold. Calculated. Smart move in a zombie apocalypse. He explains the logic. Too many weaklings in one place. Zombie wave incoming. No mercy. If you're in that group, don't try to be a hero. Just run. And boom, just like that, the entire city is swarming. A full-on zombie flood covering every street, every alley. No way out. Yup, it's officially a zombie wave. And trust me, they're not strolling, they're charging. And here's the brutal logic. Gather too many people in one place, and it's game over. The zombies just keep spawning like some cursed apocalypse algorithm. A survivor camp is only safe with 20 people max, and half of them better be skilled fighters. This rule wasn't made for fun. Every camp that broke it didn't even last a month before getting wiped out. He's already thinking ahead. Yomi won't survive long like this. She leans too much on others to carry her through. The door handle starts beeping. Someone's unlocking it. Click. The lock disengages. Door's about to swing open. Johan walks in, sword in hand, drenched in blood. Dude looks like he just walked out of a war zone. Johan's taking a shower, finally letting his guard down after all the chaos. He hops out of the tub, all pumped like, let's get this survival grind started. And just like that, he sets the goal, survive 6 months in this house, no matter what. Bro's chilling on the couch, but suddenly hears screaming outside. Sounds like the chaos pulled up early. Zoom into his eyes. He's already calculating. If things keep popping off this quick, forget 6 months, he's got a dip in 3. He powers up the monitor, thinking ahead. 3 months is all the time people need to figure out how to deal with zombies. He's already planning the next phase. Once people adapt, he's going to step out, link up with other camps, and expand the network. Controller in hand, his mind's locked in. Doesn't matter what it takes. He's going to build a survival camp that leaves the rest in the dust. He's talking about building his own survival squad. One that's brutal, ruthless, and made up of the worst kinds of people. Bro snapped. Controller went flying straight into the TV. Rage quit level. Apocalypse. That shot isn't just random. It's a direct setup. He's saying he's going to move before the big organization, the sole survivor unity, even gets the chance to act. Screams echo from the Terramart building. Yeah, something's already going down inside. Inside the store, pure chaos. A dude's getting mobbed by zombies while others are freaking out and swinging wildly. One of the zombies sinks its teeth into the guy's neck. Yeah, it's a wrap for him. Someone from the group spots it and yells out in horror. Son Hyon. He's just watched his homie get chomped. Dude's already gone. He's getting ripped apart by a whole zombie mosh pit. Full-on apocalypse starter pack. The guy's sweating bullets, questioning if leaving through the basement was a big L. Too late now, bro. 3 out of 9? Yeah, they just lost a third of their squad in one go. An arrest? Just standing there, watching chaos unfold like it's a live horror show. The guy steps up as the leader and shouts at the group not to fight, but to follow his lead if they want to survive. Everyone dashes behind him, sprinting through the store while chaos breaks loose behind them. My guy spots an emergency exit mid-run and thinks, finally, some luck. Psych. 2 zombies pop out like, you thought this was a shortcut? He slams the brakes, yelling at the squad to stop before they sprint straight into death's front door. Bro tightens his grip on the knife. Man's stressed, not trying to go out like this. 3 zombies pull up looking hungry. He knows he can't solo this squad. He dips logic mode real quick, yelling for the crew to reroute. Ain't no way to Takin that path now. One of the girls just got snatched up by the zombies, and the blonde girl's freaking out trying to get help. The group's stuck watching it unfold. A zombie sinks its teeth right into the girl's arm. No hesitation. She's officially infected now, and there's no coming back. The main guy locks eyes on the scene, fists clenched, eyes sharp. He's pissed, but helpless. All he can do is grit his teeth and curse. Damn it. The whole group pulls back while a zombie stumbles toward them. One guy steps forward, ready to hold the line. He spots the incoming zombie and yells, bracing himself to throw hands. He doesn't hold back, rushes in, and slams a clean kick right into the zombie's gut. That zombie goes flying across the floor from the impact while the guy doesn't waste a second. Immediately climbs up the shelf to get higher ground. The guy climbs up the shelf and stretches his hand out, yelling for the others to get up fast. One of them grabs his hand. No hesitation. It's either teamwork or game over. Everyone's scrambling to help. He's pulling the dude up, while the rest are on high alert, ready to move. Out of nowhere, a zombie latches onto the boy's ankle like it's his last meal. Grips tight and panics about to hit. The boy sees it and panics. He knows he's second from becoming zombie lunch. The zombie below snarls and yanks hard, trying to drag him down from the shelf. No hesitation. Hoodie guy slams the knife straight into the zombie's arm, blood flying. He's not letting the kid die. He raises the blade again, face twisted with rage. He's going in for another strike if needed. The boy's finally safe. He scrambles back up, panting as Hoodie guy watches over him, still gripping the knife tight. Blue-haired girls leading the charge, sprinting on top of the shelves. Everyone else follows, dead tired. But behind them, a zombie mob pulling up like it's Black Friday. Now they're swarmed. Zombies below are going full grab mode, reaching from both sides of the aisle. One wrong move, and someone's getting dragged down. The blonde girl freezes, tears spilling down her cheeks. Her voice cracks. She just realized who's missing. Cut to chaos. One of the zombies lunges forward. And yeah, it's Sewa. She's fully turned. The squad's reaction is instant. One guy curses, another one drops his head. The name hits him like a punch. It's Sewa. Blue-haired girl's had enough. Snaps at the crying girl, telling her to shut it because she's making the situation even more depressing. No filter. But right after acting all tough, she starts biting her nails, clearly panicking inside. She's terrified and whispers that she doesn't want to die here. Meanwhile, the guy with the knife is surrounded by zombies on all sides. The younger boy nervously asks, "Hyung, what do we do now?" as things look way too grim. Bro's sweating, completely shook. He just heard something insane and has no clue how to process it. Without hesitating, he steps forward toward the zombie horde and just drops the line, "I'll go down." Bro's dead serious. Everyone else is freaking out like what? They're all clinging to the shelves, surrounded by zombies, and this dude wants to go straight into the pit. He points out a clear spot on the floor, like it's a VIP seat. "I'm jumping over these damn zombies and landing right there." Tell me that's not wild confidence. Now he's cooking a plan. "Y'all head to the loading dock. I'll distract the freaks." Bro's taking the aggro like it's a game of Left 4 Dead. And he even turns with a smile like, "If this is too hard for you, I'll just go back to the basement." This guy's roasting the apocalypse with one-liners. Certified savage. Bro's clearly holding back tears. He can't believe what his Hyung just said. That's straight-up suicide, man. He grabs his arm, desperate. "We could go together," he's pleading. But the other dude's face? Cold. He's already decided. And then boom. He snaps. "I said I'm going." That shout hits harder than any zombie bite. Facing away from the group now, he drops the last line with his back turned. "You guys, at least one of you better make it." One of the girls spots something off, panic rising. "Gun Appa, look over there." And boom, a mutated zombie boss just showed up. Bigger, faster, madder than the rest. Too late. The zombie grabs one of the guys and yanks him down. Everyone's screaming. It's chaos. The guy's struggling, shouting Hyung as the horde pulls him in. It's already looking grim. Gun's heart sinks. He screams, "HYOK," in pure horror. Man's about to snap. He's raging, fighting to go down and save his brother, but someone's holding him back. Gun screaming, "Let go," but they won't. Bro's eyes widen. 1 second he's just watching, next second, arrow straight to the forehead. It's a clean headshot and he's out cold. Zombie dude goes down like a rag doll, and chaos breaks out. Everyone's scrambling. It's full panic mode now. Gun stunned, frozen for a sec. Everyone else is looking around like, What just happened? Even the tough guy's shaken. It's Johan, standing tall, loaded crossbow in hand, dressed head to toe, in tactical gear like a total boss. Zoom in. He's got that calm killer smirk, eyes locked on the chaos. And then he says it. I found you. Yeah. Johan, just enter the chat. Hayek crashes to the ground, groaning in pain as he tries to push himself up. He's clearly hurt and struggling to stay conscious. A group of infected freaks surrounds him like sharks sensing blood. They're drooling rage, ready to tear him apart. Hayek's crawling, but the infected are closing in from every direction. He's surrounded. 3 of them drop into a low crouch, ready to pounce like predators eyeing their prey. One of them lunges forward with full rage, mouth wide open, aiming straight for Hayek's neck. Out of nowhere, an arrow slices through the air like it's got a personal grudge. Boom. Headshot. That zombie dude didn't even get a chance to blink before. And there he is, Johan, the red-haired badass. Calm, precise, holding his crossbow like he's done this 100 times. Hayek, still frozen in shock, watches everything unfold. Tears in his eyes, but deep down relief. Johan had his back. Johan reaches back and grabs his sword. He's done playing defense. Time to go full offense. He launches off the store shelf like it's a springboard, flying through the air straight at the horde. Mid-air with his blade raised, Johan's about to come crashing down like a whole boss fight. The zombies have no idea what's coming. Johan lands straight into the horde, sword swinging. He smashes one of them clean in the face, zero hesitation. Bodies are flying. With one swift slash, Johan sends a zombie crashing to the floor. The others? They're starting to back off, but it's too late. He's already in motion. One of the infected lunges at Johan from behind, but man's too slow. Johan spins and slams his elbow right into the dude's face like it's just another Tuesday. This hulking infected charges straight in, eyes wild, going for a full-on grab. But Johan ducks low at the last second, smooth as hell. That swing misses by a hair. Without missing a beat, Johan slides his fingers along the hilt, positioning his sword like a pro. It's game time. Johan slices clean through the enemy without hesitation. He quickly pulls a knife out from his pocket. Taking a steady breath, he readies himself for the next strike. With a single, deadly motion, he rips through his opponent, leaving carnage behind. Johan cuts through the zombies like a whirlwind, leaving nothing standing in his path. He's catching his breath, sweat dripping, eyes still sharp and ready. The group watches in shock, clearly stunned at what they just witnessed. Johan stands in the middle of the aftermath, bodies scattered around him, blade still in hand. He looks up at the survivor group, sweat on his face, and tells them to come down and fight. The group stares back in shock, caught off guard by his words. The guy rallies the group, yelling that they should head down. Without hesitation, he makes his move and drops to the lower level. But the second he lands, a snarling zombie lunges straight at him. He quickly shoves his weapon forward, blocking the undead's attack. He pulls the knife out from the zombie's head. But before he can react, another one suddenly creeps up from behind. Before it can lay a hand on him, a flying can smashes into its head, stopping it cold. It's revealed that the throw came from one of his group members, who shouts, "Brother," while stepping forward. The zombie lies motionless with an arrow lodged deep in its head. A hand reaches in, yanking the arrow free without hesitation. It's Johan, standing tall with the arrow in hand, his presence dominating the room. Johan walks past the fallen zombie, telling the group to follow him. Cut to another room where someone reacts in shock. Johan locks eyes on a person and calls out, "Hey, you." Johan sits there, blade in hand, casually telling the guy to strip his clothes. The group just stands there, stunned, eyes darting to one another, unsure if they heard that right. The poor guy's face turns red, eyes watery, completely on the verge of breaking down. Gunn's voice thunders in Johan's memory, screaming for him to live. Gunn is holding the door against a flood of zombies, yelling at Johan to survive as the undead close in. Johan, still in that moment from his past life, looks on in shock, powerless as Gunn risks everything to protect him. Gunn is getting torn into by zombies, but still roars at Johan to survive as long as possible. With tears streaming, Gun yells for Johan not to die. As the elevator doors close, Gun smiles through the blood and calls Johan his friend. Gun slams the door shut from the outside, locking himself in with the zombies to save Johan, fully sacrificing himself. Johan shouts out in desperation, his voice shaking with urgency. The sound of pounding and chaos erupt from behind the closed doors, followed by a gut-wrenching scream. Johan's eyes overflow with tears as he stands frozen, the pain of losing Gun ripping through him all over again. Gun walks up with a warm smile, thanking Johan for saving them. He explains that because of Johan, his younger sibling escaped infection. In Johan's mind, he admits, Gun was the very first person he could truly trust to have his back. Johan remembers the plan to get to the third-floor loading dock. But in that first attempt, Gun's brother Hyuk was grabbed and brutally torn apart by the zombies. Gun froze in disbelief, watching his brother's bloodied hand reach out before disappearing forever. Gun just watched his own brother get torn apart, but instead of breaking down, he kept his head straight and made a cold, calculated move. While the others tried to rush for the emergency exit, his brother got left behind, basically sacrificed to buy them time. But when they finally made it to the door, a wall of zombies was already waiting, wiping out everyone else. Gun, he's the only one who made it out alive, walking back to the ground floor camp completely alone. Johan wraps up the flashback in his mind, thinking back to the first time Gun told him this story. But as he narrows his eyes, he admits to himself, something about it just doesn't add up. He's thinking how today's events weren't supposed to happen this soon. They should have been 2 months away. Something's making things move way faster than expected, especially their arrival at the loading dock. And to top it off, he's never seen a woman survive her first escape attempt before. He realizes the future's becoming harder to predict, and that uncertainty just made things a whole lot more dangerous. Johan asks if this building is their base, and Gun confirms they're staying in the first and second basement floors. Johan smirks, thinking how Gun still hasn't changed, too soft and trusting, just like in their past life, and that same nature caused them plenty of clashes back then. Johan smirks and asks how long they've been holding out underground. But before answering, the guy flips it. He's got a question of his own, saying something bad just went down recently. Johan tells him to chill and not act so on edge, just to ask a question. The guy sizes him up and says since they're about the same age, no need for formalities, asks if he's rolling with the group. Johan just smirks, shrugs, and says he's doing all of this solo. The guy asks where he's been hiding all this time, and Johan just smirks, saying he's been chilling at home with a stockpile of rations. The rest of the group just stares at him, clearly suspicious about his answer. Johan casually asks why they tried to escape when they already had a base. The guy freezes, eyes wide, shocked that Johan even knew about it, and blurts out, "How did you?" Johan calls him out, saying he wouldn't have left his base unless he was running out of supplies. The other guy runs a hand through his hair, frustrated, and admits things have been rough. They were trying to break through the horde to reach a loading dock on the third floor. Johan starts breaking it down, saying there's probably a stash of noodles and water in the building. The other dude's eyes go wide, totally shocked. Then, Johan explains how he checked the whole place but got swarmed by zombies, with every exit blocked off. We see the parking lot packed with supplies, but he points out it's impossible to haul all that with so few people. Johan drops the bomb, saying there's only one way to get all those supplies: wipe out every single zombie in the building. His words instantly shift the vibe, and the leader stares at him like he's lost his mind, demanding to know what he's even talking about. Johan's like, "Let's clear every zombie in this mart, and in return, you let me crash at your camp." The guy fires back instantly, "No way. If those zombies get in, everything's going to be total chaos." Johan lays out the plan: 3 entrances to the mart, and they'll block them before starting the zombie wipeout. He's already sealed off the second-floor door, so now only the main entrance and parking lot are left to deal with. Blue-hair girl smirks and says she's in, clearly enjoying the plan. Johan just stares back in silence, probably processing her unexpected enthusiasm. They head downstairs, and Gun starts sizing up the camp situation. He points out there are 33 people total, 16 men, 17 women. But out of that, 13 are elderly and 2 are kids who can't fight. Realizing the numbers, Johan mutters that it's way too many to protect. The guy knocks on the door, and a voice from inside asks for the password. He answers the green sky, and the door slowly creaks open, letting them inside. The guy opens the door with a grin, welcoming them inside and introducing the place as their base camp. They step into the wide-open mart space, where the survivors have clearly set up shop. One of the guys immediately checks in with Brother Gun, asking how the scavenging mission went. The mood drops fast when they hear the update. 3 people died on the first floor, and only the one standing here made it back alive. Brother Gun takes it in with a heavy tone, then asks about the rest. He's told they're over at the distribution center. The survivor notices Johan, someone they've never seen before, and immediately asks who he is. Gun brushes it off, saying he'll explain everything on the way. The guy starts showing Johan around, pointing out that this basement is where the apparel and furniture market is. He explains that beyond the clothing racks, there's a section dedicated to furniture, where the survivors have set up camp. Johan notices the blocked escalator and asks how they managed to barricade it. One of the group members steps up and admits he's the one who blocked it. The guy recalls the chaos, people rushing in like maniacs. He instantly knew this was a zombie outbreak. Johan, surprised, asks if he figured it out right away. The man admits he's kind of zombie geek, obsessed with anything about them, so he recognized the signs immediately. He remembers bolting for his life, dodging the chaos, and slipping past the crowd by taking the escalator down. Johan guesses he went down there to get food. The man silently nods in confirmation. Johan smirks, clearly impressed by the quick thinking. First, he recalls how the crowd behind him started following, but one by one they got bitten. Next, he says he stopped the escalator and barricaded it with furniture. Then, he admits there were actually a lot of survivors. Finally, Johan tells him that if he hadn't done that, everyone would have been wiped out. The group is walking through the store when one of the survivors explains that while they were resting, they heard a loud noise from the second basement floor. Turns out, one of the survivors was infected. Johan quickly connects the dots, realizing that's why they barricaded both sides. Johan throws out a serious question, asking how many zombies he's taken down. The guy admits straight up he's a coward, saying he couldn't even face the front lines, and just hid away. Johan flips the script, saying he actually wants to congratulate him. Turns out, all those zombie movies he watched finally paid off. Johan can't help but let out a laugh, breaking the tension in the group. Johan steps up, introducing himself to the group. The survivors immediately start bombarding him with questions, asking about rescuers, the army, and the zombie situation outside. He gives it to them straight. There's no government anymore, and the army's basically wiped out. Johan tells everyone they're on their own now, and the first mission is to head out and find food. Some people refuse, saying they'd rather wait for rescuers because they're scared of dying. As a few try to leave, Johan stops them, realizing just how weak and unprepared they are. Johan follows the blue-haired girl into the room after the others leave. She stops him with a hey, and introduces herself as Yoon Sarah, saying she needs to talk. Then she drops a bomb. Gun didn't tell him something important. She reveals that a week ago, a gang broke into this place. Johan's shocked, immediately suspecting the worst. And then it hits him. It might be the infamous Soul Survivor Unity. A brutal group he clearly recognizes. The streets across from them are crawling with thugs who've taken over the mall. He guesses they came for food, but she shuts that down. No, it was worse. They took women. 6 people gone, and among them, her sister. Johan starts piecing things together, realizing the timeline might not be the same this time, and that this gang could be different. He looks at her seriously and asks if those thugs were packing guns. She tells him they didn't have guns and that she'll get straight to the main point. Then starts taking off her jacket. The guy's caught off guard, yelling at her like, "What the hell are you doing?" But she ignores his shock and says she knew from the moment she saw him fight. He's the one who can save her sister. The guy's like, "So, what's the catch?" But before she can finish her offer, he just flicks her forehead. She yelps, clutching her head, and fires back. "Why'd you hit me?" He stays calm and says, "Because you deserved it." Johan makes it clear, just because there's no law doesn't mean they can cross every line. Sarah fires back, asking if that means he won't save her sister, even taunting him by asking if he's scared of the people holding her. Johan starts walking away, saying he's not scared, just unsure. Sarah asks, "Unsure about what?" He turns serious, saying he's questioning if the people in this camp are even worth saving. Sarah admits that he's a scary person, but he brushes it off, calling her naive and saying he's off to find Gun. Johan walks up to Gun and hits him with a straight question. "You're not planning on tossing this camp away, right?" Gun's caught off guard, frowning like he just heard the dumbest thing ever. "Throw it away?" Johan straight up tells Gun they should ditch this camp and find a better one, maybe bringing a few people along. Gun just laughs it off, thinking he's joking. Johan sits there, clearly annoyed and deep in thought, before finally making up his mind. He leans back toward Gun and says they're going through with the plan. The two walk into the middle of the camp, gathering everyone's attention. People start murmuring, wondering if this is some kind of emergency meeting. The guy stands up in front of everyone, announcing his plan to block the first-floor entrance and wipe out all the zombies inside the mart. Someone from the crowd groans, asking if he's bringing that idea up again. He continues, saying all resources from now on will be split only among those who actually fight. Instantly, the crowd erupts. People call him selfish, furious that he's basically saying anyone who can't fight should just die. The guy lays it out bluntly. If you want to survive, you gotta fight. Then he hypes up Johan, the lone wolf who's been out there for 3 months, as the one who'll teach everyone how to throw hands. But when he turns to introduce him, Johan's straight up gone. The dude's confused, looking around like, "Where did you?" Johan walks in, dragging a zombie like it's just another Tuesday, and with one swift kick, sends it flying into the middle of the room. The lifeless body skids across the floor, landing right in front of the crowd. Everyone instantly loses it, screaming, backing away, and freaking out as they realize it's an actual zombie. Johan tells everyone he's brought their training material. He casually reassures them its jaw's broken, so no one's getting bitten. The crowd freezes up, too scared to move, and he calls them out for being cowards. Then, out of nowhere, Sarah steps up, ready to learn. He smirks, acknowledging she's still the best one in the group. First, he tosses out some gloves and makeshift arm guards, telling her to gear up. She picks one up, totally confused, asking what it is. He smirks, explaining it's a DIY arm protector, just cardboard wrapped in tape, and casually tells her to decide if she's talking to him formally or not. She suits up with the makeshift arm guards, but the moment she sniffs them, her face twists. Yeah, they smell nasty. She mumbles in annoyance, complaining that now her hands smell like her feet. Johan starts giving her pointers, telling her to stand diagonally and keep her left arm forward. She tries to copy him, but looks wobbly and unsure. He smirks, clearly amused, and tells her it doesn't have to be perfect. Johan starts explaining zombie combat basics, telling her to stay low and lean forward. The zombie locks eyes on him and charges in full rage mode. It lunges and chomps down hard, but all it gets is a mouthful of that makeshift cardboard arm guard. Johan locks in a combat stance, explaining you've got to keep your leg back for stability or your zombie chow. He blocks the incoming zombie with his padded arm, aiming for the head since it's the quickest kill spot. In one swift move, he drives the blade in and kicks the zombie away. Johan shows how to deal with zombies. Go for the eye if you want a clean kill. If you're sneaking from behind, yank their head up by the hair and drive the blade straight down. Blood splatters everywhere, and the rest of the group can't handle it. They're gagging and throwing up all over the place. Johan casually tosses his knife over to Sarah, basically saying, "All right, your turn." Then he heads off to snag another zombie. Sarah kneels in the middle of the store, clutching the blade, trying to hype herself up for what she's about to do. The zombie cop charges in, snarling. Johan doesn't hesitate. He slashes the cop's neck clean, dropping him instantly. The body hits the ground with a thud, blood pooling. Noticing the gun by the corpse, Johan smirks, saying he just got lucky. The girl drives her blade into the zombie, making it collapse in front of her as she pants heavily. Johan steps in with a smirk, praising her for the clean kill. Johan sizes up the group and realizes only 7 survivors made it. He stares at the rest, thinking at least these 7 aren't part of the mindless crowd anymore. Johan takes charge, saying they'll split into 2 squads of 4. Squad 1's got Johan, Seer, Jongwon, and Elder Park. Squad 2's made up of Kanggun, Kang Hyuk, Min Seo, and Byungjin. Squad 1's route is set for the 2nd floor, while Squad 2 heads straight for the entrance. The plan's simple: frontline blocks, backline shuts the doors. Johan tells Hyuk to keep his brother safe, and reminds Jongwon he's the king of blocking escalators. Everyone's locked in and ready to move. Johan twists the doorknob, opens it, and with a sharp, serious look tells everyone not to die. The squad members tense up, fully locking in for what's about to go down. The squad steps out, and instantly the chaos hits. Zombies charging straight at them. Johan leads the push, slicing through the swarm while calling out threats. 2 on the left, he warns, before spinning around at another shout, behind, as the team fights to keep every angle covered. Sarah's down and frozen in shock. A zombie lunges straight for her. Johan dives in, slicing through the threat and yelling at her to get up. He doesn't give her time to breathe, ordering her to pull it together and fight as he keeps stabbing zombies around them. The old man slashes a zombie's throat without hesitation. Johan the leader shouts for Jongwon to duck. Jongwon ducks just in time, and the zombie chasing him gets its head blown off. Without missing a beat, the leader keeps his revolver aimed, ready for the next target. Johan sprints forward, vaults over Jongwon's back, and launches a brutal kick straight into a zombie's head, sending it flying. Johan starts blasting zombies left and right, no hesitation. He spots one sneaking up on Seer, but she smoothly takes it out herself with a clean strike. Without missing a beat, he tells her to grab the knife back. Seer's cheeks go pink. She's low-key fangirling over how badass he is. Bodies are scattered across the floor as the big guy proudly announces he blocked every route. Johan smirks, throwing him a sarcastic nickname, while another guy wonders how he can joke at a time like this. Johan wipes his sweat, saying the zombies near the escalators are done for, then orders the team to regroup with Squadron 2 and clear the emergency exit. The camera pans over. The entrance is already blocked off tight. Johan's caught off guard like, wait, did you already close it? Cut to Squad 2 inside, chilling like it's nothing. Gunn waves them over with a grin. Yo, did you succeed? Johan smirks, eyes sharp. Good job. Now it's time for us to hunt. Gunn abruptly gets to his feet, and the guy sitting down just watches him. He then turns to Johan, his expression intense, as he says, wait, I have something to say. Johan. He slowly pulls his glove off, revealing that his hand is an absolute mess, just completely covered in blood. Johan's eyes widen in absolute shock as a possibility clicks in his mind. Can it be? The others finally see the state of his hand, and the whole crew starts to panic. One of them screams out, Hyung. Johan's reply is chillingly simple. He just says, open your mouth. Gunn looks super tense as he asks him straight up, what do you want to do? And before Gunn can even process it, Johan shoves a cloth right into his mouth. He takes command of the situation, ordering, Brother Byungjin, Jongwon, hold Gunn's arm, as he slowly pulls out a heated blade. With everyone holding Gunn down, Johan brings the hot blade right to his bloody hand. The others are freaking out, with one guy yelling, Hyung, what are you doing? But Johan doesn't even hesitate. He just looks at Gunn and says, bite it hard. Isn't it better to live than to die? With the searing blade just inches away, the big question is, will Gunn let Johan cut his arm to survive this? And after a choice this brutal, what's the next move for Johan and his crew now that they've crossed a line from which there's no turning back?